Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today. This is our annual general meeting for the Highlands and Islands branch, and just a brief kind of overview as to where we're at branch-wise and our standing as far as committee members and principal officers, etc. So with I believe the next slide that we have up is our running order, is it, Anthony? Oh,
sorry, I'll fix that just 2 moments. There's a timer on the slides which is not meant to be there.
okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So as I say, welcome, and it's nice to see you. It's been a very interesting year, I think, for most people. It's good to see us starting to get back to a little bit of normality, even though for the branch we're still working virtually for the vast majority of our CPD sessions. So I have had a couple of apologies in, one being from Darren Chambers and one from Rona Douglas as well, who is unable to attend today. I haven't had any other notification of apologies, so if Sarah, if you're doing our your secretariat role, if you could just note those two at the moment, and if I do get any in retrospectively, I'll let you know.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. The previous minutes of the last AGM, I do have those. I don't know if you're able to share them, Anthony, or if you want me to share those.
If you can get that, please, I will pull up that file.
Okay, let me have a look and see just where I've put notes. Just to... Nothing works quickly when you've got multiple windows open, does it? It's just taken a while. Apologies, everybody. It's just taken a wee while to load. Okay. Right, so if I share my screen. So here we have, or you should hopefully be seeing the minutes of the meeting that we had last year. Unless there, you can take a couple of seconds just to peruse through. Unless there is anything specific, then we shall record them as being an accurate record of the meeting. Unless anyone has anything specifically. If I'm scrolling too quickly, just let me know. And it'll see there, Jimmy, you're back on again this year for us, but it's greatly appreciated. So unless there are any issues or anything to be raised, are we happy to accept the minutes as an accurate record?
Happy to accept.
That's great. Thank you very much. I shall stop sharing my screen and I'll let Anthony get back to his. Okay. So the branch report from the previous year, 21 into 22, saw us hold probably slightly fewer CPD events than we would have liked to have held, but it's meant we are going down the lines now of more of a quality rather than quantity approach. We are one of the smallest branches. It is quite difficult for us to source speakers and differing speakers and everything like that. So focusing on quality as opposed to quantity is possibly where we're setting up for going forward. We did have a number of well-attended CPD sessions last year, one in June on controlled demolition, which was in partnership with the Construction Forum and also CPDC as well. We had our Scorza Be a Better Biker session in October, and we also had hydrogen projects with EMEC in November as well. All of those seem to be well received and well attended. This year, thus far, March, we did, I'm afraid I can't really remember off the top of my head what I had in March, but I know we did have something. Anthony, can you remember for me? Sorry.
Well, then I'll find it in just a minute.
Yeah, I'm sure we did have, and then our 2022 programme kicked off in April, kicked off last month with our first face-to-face event in over 2 years since the beginning of the pandemic. And it was great to see so many members come to Fairways and listen to Mike Ponsonby, who was our speaker, who was discussing crane safety and shared with us a lot of research and information that he's done off his own back due to the personal impact that crane safety incidents have had on him and his family. And it was really interesting, and it was quite thought-provoking and engaging with the Q&A session afterwards. So it was very welcomed. Today we have this session, and we're also joined by Jimmy Quinn, who I will hand over to very, very shortly. And we have got some items in the planning for the remainder of the calendar year, taking us into early 2023. So up to the next, so we'll keep everybody posted on how progress is going with that. So have we still got the, I'm not seeing your screen sharing anymore, Anthony. I don't know if something's happened.
My computer's totally lagging out just now for some reason. All the windows have disappeared, so sorry, I'm trying to troubleshoot that.
Technical glitches. Zoom's fantastic when it works. Like most technology, it's always fantastic when it works. So if I remember correctly, we're moving on to, is it the principal officers? So there's no current change. In 2021, the principal officers and etc. were elected on a 2-year term. So we actually don't have any changes to the principal officers. Myself in the position of chair, I've got Ian Morrison, who's on the call just now, is my vice chair. We have Sarah Sharp, who is our secretary. We've got Gordon Douglas, who is our treasurer. Darren Chambers, who's our communications coordinator. That's your principal roles for the branch. And we've got Nick Anderson, Neil Wallace and John Rowe as committee members. I'm pleased to welcome back to the fold Chris Mcmahon, who has rejoined us as a committee member for a 22-23 and will be undergoing his new 2-year term. So I'm not sure, I don't think he's on the call today, but if he watches this retrospectively, welcome back, Chris. It's nice to have you back, and look forward to catching up with you in the not too distant future. So next we have our new CM IOSH members.
I meant to tell you, Gillian, I reached out to this individual for GDPR to see if we could name them publicly, and I didn't hear back from them. So just to say, we do have a new CM IOSH member.
Yeah, I'm aware of the individual, and again, I'm not going to out them if they haven't agreed to that. So, but I would just like to say to anybody who has obtained chartered membership in the preceding year, 21-22, or just newly this year, the early part of this year, congratulations. It's it's no easy feat. I know it takes a lot of dedication and hard work to get to chartered status. I've still yet to go through that process myself, but I fully understand the work and the effort that has to go into that. So congratulations to all of our new chartered members within the branch. Well done, congratulations. And if we can move on to the next slide. Oh, is that our slides? Perfect. No, thank you very much, Anthony. Apologies for the little glitches there. And at the moment anyway, I don't really have much else to say from a branch perspective. Work is still continuing in the background to deliver you a programme of events that's both interesting and engaging. We're always looking for topics, speaker ideas, anything like that. So if anybody does have anything or any interest or any topic that they want us to source a speaker for, research, or provide some more information on, please get in touch. The contact details are on our branch microsite as well as on our LinkedIn page, etc., etc. So we're here to serve the members of the Highlands and Islands, and that's what we hope to do. So I'm going to be quiet now and I'm going to hand over to Jimmy Quinn, who has very kindly joined us and is our, are you immediate past president? No. Yes, immediate past president. There's so many of you, so you flip around so much. My brain can't sometimes keep track of everybody. But yes, so I'm going to hand over to Jimmy Quinn just now, who's just going to give us a run through of what's been happening IOSH wide, and just a little bit of an update on where we are with the various projects and strategies and campaigns that IOSH are undertaking at the moment. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Jimmy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chair, and congratulations to those that have just come onto the committee. I think was it Ian? Who was his name that come on again?
Yes.
Gillian? Yes, it was. Okay, wonderful, and it's great to see volunteers coming back to volunteer again. We are the lifeblood, and you know, if you've heard me waffle on in the past, it's all about the members, and the members, and without that, whether you've got 10 members in your branch or whether you've got 2,000 members in your branch, the work that you all do as volunteers is absolutely extraordinary. So very happy to be here and drop what I'm doing today to be able to support you in any way, Gillian, and that of your committee and members in the Highlands and Islands. Very jealous that you just threw away comment. I just flew back in from the Shetlands today. Wonderful. Someone's never even been to the Shetlands, and very jealous, but I will be there next year. So what's been going on with the presidential team? Well, as ever, hi to, well, not as ever, I see that we've got Joe Price, who's popped in today as a member, although Joe is one of our vice presidents in the presidential team, as well as a host of other things that I haven't got enough time to talk about. A very, very busy bee. Myself, as the immediate past president, handed over to Louise in November, and we have Laurence Webb, who's coming in as the new president-elect. I met Laurence this morning, actually, at the SHE conference over at the Excel for a coffee. Bumped into a couple of the council members that we have, and a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, with the SHE conference this year down at the Excel. It wasn't particularly good. Just lots of providers and everybody trying to sell you something rather than times before of just walking around having a general chat. And Louis Theroux was there, one of the star performers. Whenever I see him on the telly, I turn it over. So I didn't listen to that one either. So apart from that, presidential team, very busy as ever, out and about at AGMs, especially this time of year, and at branch meetings, wherever we're asked. And in particular, I know Joe's got, Joe, did you say you got one tonight as well? You're doing a branch meeting tonight?
Yeah, Staffordshire branch.
Yeah, Staffordshire branch as well, and I've been around all over the place as well. In fact, I was at my own new branch, the Southwest branch, where I'm now the new chair, which is great. So I'm still volunteering, and I've just taken over as the chair of the IOSH construction group, which keeps me busy in the volunteer role as well. So we're everywhere. We're doing as much as we can when asked. And we're carrying that great message still coming from Louise. Louise, as you know, is out there with her strategy, talking about all the people, and I say this quite a lot. I was members, and always will be. Louise is about the people. So she's looking a little bit deeper into the governance side of things and using her presidential team to go out and about and really engage with all the branches as and when we can and when we're asked. In terms of what's going on in IOSH, well, you see everything yourself. You've probably seen the literature coming out. What's the name of it? I always forget the name of it. It's the email that comes out to all members, or the Members Connect.
Connect,
So that
yeah.
Connect. Thank you, Gillian. And you can see what's going on. Is it dragging its heels a little bit? Well, now that I'm the immediate past president and it's operational, I can more or less say I'd like to be a little bit faster, but I'm not going to give Anthony any cardiac arrest as well as Hina. So I'll just say that it's going. It's not going as fast as we want. Your council members are pushing it as much as they can from an operational perspective, and from that operational side, we can't really talk about it. However, from the presidential side, be aware that from the presidential side, your chair and vice chair of Laurence and Louise are at the Board of Trustees and continually asking the awkward and challenging questions, whether operational or not, to the Board of Trustees and the senior leadership team. So that's me straying a little bit into operational side from the presidential stuff we do as well. But as they are double-hatted, it's important to let you know that both as president and president-elect and chair and vice chair, they're absolutely on it and using the presidential team to get everything done that we can. One of the big things that's really surprised the presidential team, apart from anything else, is we have these amazing volunteers, and I keep close tabs on it. You know what I'm like. If you know me, you know I really need to make sure in myself I'm doing everything I can and ensuring our volunteers are looked after. And I don't know if Anthony wants to correct me, but I think we've got over 2,000 volunteers in IOSH. Along those lines, when we look at it, the global family. So there's over 2,000 and increasing. Yet, when I was president, we set up the President's Commendation Award, and we already had the President's Distinguished Service Award, which we re-energised. And I was out there talking about it, shouting about it. This year so far, since November, how many PDSAs or PCAs do you think we've awarded? Nick Anderson, how many do you think?
As I scrambled to find the unmute button. No, I'm not sure on that one.
None. Absolutely none, Nick. Can you believe it? Over 2,000 volunteers, all working, all taking their time, using their time at work, getting time off, taking leave time to do all this amazing work you do. Yeah, last year we did 16 President's Distinguished Service Awards and President's Commendation Awards, and this year we haven't done any. So the President's Commendation Award is that award that goes to that volunteer that takes the time to open the door on a cold, rainy night, so to speak, or to get everybody to the branch meeting, to, you know, get what they can do to support your chair, to support your committee, that unsung volunteer that perhaps hasn't been around that long and is deserving of an award, but the President's Distinguished Service Award is that sort of OBE, MBE, knighthood type award, where it's the highest award the President can give. Yet we haven't received any nominations, which is pretty shocking. So if you can do one thing, please, and it doesn't have to be one of your committee, it doesn't have to be, it could be somebody that you've reached out to, it could be a volunteer that you know is even opening up the rugby club or the five-a-side club, or you know, a volunteer that's volunteer. It doesn't have to be all about IOSH. It can be volunteer in many different ways as well. You know, some nice things to receive as members of your branch. You know, it could be anybody. It could be someone that's been in your branch for nearly 20 years, 30 years, and that branch member that's doing stuff but has never been a member of your committee, but you know that they get stuff done. So that's the sort of people we're talking about. And people that have maybe done lots of work before that have been missed, and you want to reward them now, which would be fantastic. So please carry that message forward for the presidential team. But just be aware that presidential team are asking awkward questions. We are pushing the senior leadership team, as some of our presidential team are actual council members as well, so they double hat. People like Joe Price, for instance, you know, Stuart Hughes, David Gold, all your presidential team are all members of council, so they continue to wear both those hats as well and doing what they can. So I can take some questions as long as they're not operational, because Anthony will start going a little bit, getting a little bit grey-faced. But ask me anything you want, I can answer, and I will. But until then, thank you so much. Keep doing what you do. Keep looking after our members. Keep flying that flag. I sound like Boris Johnson now, which is probably a name you don't want to hear in Scotland. Absolutely not. So keep doing what you do, and keep our members very, very busy. Thank you very much, one and all. Thank you, Chair. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, much appreciated. I think for us as a branch, it's just how do we, you know, just ways and means that we keep ourselves at the forefront with our members. You know, we're a small fish in a big pond for trying to get member engagement and such like. I think we've got around about 260-ish members in total for our branch. So it is one of the smallest ones and the most furthest north. Not that that's an issue, because the virtual world has made it much more, made us much more visible. But I still think that we have a little bit more work to do in that, and you know, I welcome any kind of suggestions and ways that we might be able to diversify that, etc., as to what other branches have maybe found that they've done, if they've recently done member surveys or anything like that as well.
Gillian, you know what? You know, next time, let's you and I have a chat offline, because I'm the furthest south branch now as the southwest branch. I'm down at Land's End. And you're the furthest north branch, so you're up at John O'Groats. So let's try and come up with something quirky, get something going.
Yeah.
Maybe have a joint virtual meeting as well. You know, we'll cook liver and onions, and you can cook haggis, neeps and patties. Let's have a bit of supper together. I don't know. There's all sorts of things that come into my crazy mind. But I think that's something we should definitely do, because I've got one of the smaller branches as well. We just got over 1,000 members in the southwest. So that's something that, you know, a little bit quirky, might get a little bit of engagement going as well. So that's what we should be doing as well. We don't have to always talk about, you know, all the therefores and this, but then saying that, so many different areas in Scotland in terms of legislation, and so many different areas in England as well. So I would be happy to do something like that from that side. But remember, your presidential team will move mountains for you. They'll do everything that they can, and they really engage. And I know I'm sort of preaching the converted here on Joe Price. You know, Joe, me, all those members of the presidential team, we've done it for that reason, because I want to support you, Gillian, and what a great job you're doing.
Thank you. I certainly do like the idea of doing like a quirky type thing. We're so good at the safety element of things, and, you know, being very regimented and stuff, but we kind of, it's maybe focusing, I think, a bit more on the human element of it as well, and what the humans bring to the bring to the table, not just your, you know, statistical stuff and data and, you know, bombarding people with information. So I do like quirky. I'm not going to lie. I'm more than happy to go down the quirky road.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
And one of the
definitely.
one of the other things as well is branches reaching into groups. So, you know, one of my crazy ideas as well, I mean, I know we're moving away from the presidential side, but we're all in it together, is now that I've taken over as the chair of the construction group, we've got a conference this year, or we kind of have, although I got into trouble for posting something that I shouldn't have posted, but it doesn't really matter. I'd rather ask for forgiveness sometimes than permission. But it's got the ball rolling for our business plan to be looked at. I don't like that word either, business plan, Anthony. Sends all the wrong messages out. I don't like that word, business plan. Terrible word. Anyway, but basically, I'll be trying to hopefully stream our construction group part and send that out to branches as well, if I can, as a freebie. So branches can just jump in when they want, although I'm going to try and sell some tickets as well on the streaming side. But to our branches, I want to try and stream as much as I can without charging as well. But that's all stuff that's going on in the background. And that's the sort of stuff we should be going into. You know, as a branch, we should maybe, you know, have a branch meeting at the same time as one of these construction or one of these other branch group meetings as well. So, you know, your branch has got tons of members that are all construction or all sorts of things. And I want to try and get my mind around branches joining those as a branch as well. So having like a committee meeting or having a branch meeting just before and then linking into that group meeting, you know, especially with the smaller branches, Gillian.
Well, that's it. And I mean, the committee that we've got are doing sterling work. I mean, I can't, you know, they are. And I'm very appreciative of their support, but it is a challenge for, you know, blending the volunteer role and the day job roles as well for all of us. It can be a challenge, but we are all working in the background to deliver what we hope is, you know, value to the members. And yeah, we'll just have to see how this year goes.
Yeah, I've just had a great one of my, again, silly ideas. Joe's just went in there and said, let's do it from Cumbria. So I can just see IOSH top, middle and bottom branch meeting. You know, so we've got the top, we've got the middle and we've got the bottom. And we can just have a branch meeting on different issues. We can come up with an agenda and let's just, because we do these virtual meetings, but we're all sort of talking to each other. And I always enjoy talking to Gillian, and I can see your members here we all want to talk to, but wouldn't it be great to talk to some members from the south and some from that horrible place in Cumbria, which is not really pretty at all, you know, horrible urban area that it is. You know, that'd be great, wouldn't it? You know, I can just see that in my head now, those three branches come together for a chat. Anyway, I digress.
No, absolutely. And I think as well, maybe just taking it away from, you know, having a break from the day to day as well. Yeah. So, you know, we could do the Land's End to John O'Groats or John O'Groats to Land's End, whichever way we do it. But instead of maybe having it as a safety message, just have it as this is you know, this is what we as a branch, this is where we are, this is what we have, you know, historical monuments.
You know, you've just nailed it, Gillian. Let's have a historical area about where we are and where we come from as a branch. You've nailed it. I'm sure Athletico will make that happen. Look at him, he's already scribbling away.
But I think I think that's something that might just be a little bit more interesting or might be more engaging and quirky.
I think that'd be a great idea. So, I'd be all over that.
Yeah. No, yes, quite good point, Anthony. Just, you know, taking some of what's happened in the region before, in your branch before, or because one of the things that I've just, having been in Shetland, is the new Spaceport.
Oh wow!
Sax the Vord. So the new Spaceport is and still in its infancy for construction, but that's something that's going to be going into UNTS. So, you know, that's a quite a yeah. I was joking around saying I wonder if they're going to we couldn't slingshot people into space. Instead of crash test dummies, it would be space test dummies. But you know, it could be quite entertaining.
That'd be, yeah. Let's get it going. I'll ask Natalie my regional manager have a chat with Anthony. I'm sure Anthony will reach out long before that. And I'm
Yeah.
sure whoever your regional manager is, Joe at Cumbria, will be able to reach out and we can get something. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's as I say, it's just having a look at different projects that may be coming online in the area that other people might find interesting, and
Cool.
you know, all that kind of stuff. So
Brilliant. And it's nice to see that I don't know if they've disappeared now, but it was nice to see Alan Tate, former British Lion and Scotland player who was in the committee there. I'm sure it wasn't the same Alan Tate, but great name that. He was a great rugby player. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time, Gillian, and thank you so much. And you know, it's great to see you all, and I look forward to seeing you virtually very, very soon.
that's lovely. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
I need
Thank
to,
you.
I've got a hard stop at 5:30, but they're not as important as you. So see you
That's
later.
all right. No problem
care
at all.
all.
Thank you very much. Thank
Bye
you,
all.
Jimmy.
Bye, Joe
Take
Price.
care. Bye
Bye.
for now. Anthony, can you bring up the other remaining slides just to refresh my brain cells as to where we are? So I think we've pretty much covered everything. So unless it, yeah, sorry.
Just confirm that we're regulated under Regulation 15 as far as how we operate.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. So we're quorate. Yes, okay, that's great. Sarah, if you could record that on the minutes for us, just that we were quorate for this meeting, then that's fine. That would be grand. And yeah, so if does anyone want to ask us anything? Does anyone want to bring anything to our attention that's on the call at the moment? It's like hushed silence. As is always the case. But to the committee members who are online just now, thank you very much for everything that you've done this past year. I'm hoping we can continue to progress and move forward and get plenty of quality sessions out there for our members for the coming year. But again, thank you very much. Your efforts don't, you know, I may not acknowledge them all of the time, but I am saying it in this forum. Thank you very much for your support and your help thus far. We've only got another year to go and before our tenure's kind of up, and we'll see where we go after that. But thank you very much. And to all the members of Highlands and Islands and Branch, we look forward to hopefully welcoming you to a few more face-to-face ones. It is proposed that the next one will be sometime in October, maybe November, prior to Christmas anyway. We'll have another face-to-face and possibly a site visit in the pipeline as well in that time. So just keep an eye out on the branch microsite as well as our LinkedIn page, and anything that we get firmed up will get issued out through Connect as well. So unless, as I say, anybody has anything that they wish to raise or make us aware of or want to have a chat about just now, I don't have much else. In fact, I have nothing else, so I'm more than happy to close off the AGM for 2022.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Gillian. You've kept us all together. You're doing a sterling job. It's not been easy for you, I know, in your own personal life, but you've managed to keep us all together, and thank you for that. So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gillian.
Yeah,
No,
same
thank
here.
you so
Thanks,
much.
Gillian.
So
And thanks, Anthony, as well, actually.
yes,
Yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
because without, believe you me, without that man there, and I'm pointing there because at the moment he's on the left of my screen. So without that man there, I don't know if I would still be functioning. So again, yes, many thanks to Anthony for his support over the past year as well. It's yeah, it's been good. It's been challenging, but it's been good. And here's to 2022, 2023. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But well done, everybody. we got through 1 year, we've got one more tenure year to go, and we'll see how we do. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and we'll sign off for this AGM. But thank you.